We're looking for pro audio deals or disasters on Facebook Marketplace again today, so thanks for joining me. I always learn a ton from the comments you leave on these videos, so let me know what experiences you've had with this gear that we look at and what you think of the deals. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I love this. Concert speakers, $700, 8 12s in used like new condition. There's nothing like new about this whole photo. And I don't know if those are horns down the middle where that grill is, but I would guess they are. These are full range 4x12 with something down the middle. Like new condition though. That's brilliant. $700. So I definitely wouldn't call these a deal, but if you know something I don't as to why these should be $350 a piece, please let us all know in the comments. Next up, we've got a QSC K10 for only $500. It looks like it was originally listed at $550, and they've reduced the price back down to $500. And it's funny, the first thing they write in this listing is like new, saying it hasn't been used much, it's in very good condition, and this thing looks like it's been riding around the back of a pickup truck with a load of gravel. Like, I don't know if these are actual scuffs or if this is just dust or what is all over this thing, but it looks beat up. And I wonder if this guy had just wiped this down with a wet rag before listing it or before taking these photos, if this thing would have already sold by now, because $500 for a K10 and it's got the wall mount if you need one of those. Those are normally like $80 to $100 more, but this thing's just in absolutely horrible looking condition. And the fact that they say like new makes me question this seller's grasp on reality, honestly. And who knows how much this thing has been used or what condition it's really in. So, you know, important reminder, if you're going to sell used gear, try to clean it up first before you list it. It can make a massive difference in how it's perceived by people that might otherwise think you're offering a fair deal. All right, we got one here from Alabama.
Alabama!
And this is $2,000, price reduced from $2,500. And this is the way everybody used to do in-ears before the X32 rack and X32 core and all those little digital rack mixers became the go-to for traveling with ears. And this is the Allen & Heath Mix Wizard. This is the monitor version. What's the actual model number? The WZ312M, and it does 12 mixes. And you can see it's just purpose-built for monitors. You can look on here. There are direct outs. I believe each channel has direct outs on XLR for a split to front of house, and they've got it in a nice case with a snake, 2 Sennheiser EW300 stereo systems, a Furman, and an ACP88 from PreSonus. It's an 8-channel compressor and gate. And not a lot of people love those, but it's better than no compression at all. And you can see where they've got them inserted on channels 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 12, 13, and 14. Those are the 8 channels of compression there. So really nice turnkey monitor system for 2 stereo mixes in a small group. And this would have cost a good deal more than $2,000 when it was new, and it looks like it's in brand new condition. It looks like they rolled this into whatever venue they may have used it in, took the lids off, and didn't touch it a whole lot, because it really is very nice and clean. And let me see if I can find the spec sheet. WZ312M. Mix Wizards used to come in all different flavors and configurations. Maybe, I don't know, do they still make these? That's a good question. Do you still make... Oh, Mix Wizard 4, okay. What does the Mix Wizard look like nowadays? Okay, looks like this. They don't seem to have a monitor version like they used to. Yeah, so there you go. You could see all of the inputs here. You get 16 mono inputs, and then right below them you get through XLR. So really easy to grab a fan, XLR fan snake, and go from this console to front of house and give them your tails. And you didn't need to bring a separate split. It was all built in. So yeah, you're getting a 16-channel split along with the mixer and everything else in this package for $2,000. I think this is a really fair deal, especially with this Rode case. This is a nice case. Okay, it's not shock mounted. I was looking at the foam up here, but this is a pretty nice case otherwise, and certainly a fantastic zero latency in-ear monitor system. Well, you'll have the latency obviously for the wireless transmit, but on the mixer side, zero latency on this analog setup. So very nice little package. Let me know what you think. Is that still worth $2,000? And would you tour a small act with an analog setup like this, or are you never going back from digital now that you've got used to the conveniences? Let me know what you think. Just as a side note, Crest used to make an absolutely bomber version of this too. Really, really nice analog rack mixer. That was a very similar concept. If you haven't seen one of these, they're worth looking at. If you ever see a used one, they're going pretty cheap now. I think this one went for $500. And it's a similar setup, except for the last 4 channels have stereo XLRs. So pretty nice piece of gear. Got another church system here, and this one, I think they're closer to reality on these numbers. It's whether or not they're going to find a buyer for this gear, because it's a tough sell all as one big package. I think they might do better if they were to break this stuff up, but let me know what you think. They've got 3 EVZX360 speakers here, and I think those are about $1,000 a piece new. I don't know, points on or off, depending on what you're looking for the fact that they're white. They're definitely not going to be everybody's choice. And then in the rack here, you're getting a DC-1 EV speaker processor, a Yamaha. Oh no, the Yamaha amplifier does not seem to be in this listing. So you get the EV sub amplifier for the subs. That's weird that they didn't list the other amplifier. Maybe that's just a mistake on their part. But even without it, okay, so they got a QSC amp that they haven't listed here either. But even without it, you've got a pair of the EV EVID 4.2 speakers. There's the subs, and then you get the Avium personal monitor stations, 5 of those, plus the 16-channel analog input module here. Now, I don't know if 2024 is the best time to be investing in Avium stuff that's not of the latest generation, but $900 for the whole system for 5 of these, and the hub is fair if you need them. If you already have an Avium system and you need more of these, that could be reasonable. Again, these are Facebook prices, so you could definitely expect to make an offer, but it looks like they're willing to sell it either as the Avium stuff or the speaker stuff or all of it for $3,900, and they've reduced their price from $4,500. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about this, because this is one of those ones where I think they're on the numbers. I think it's a fair, if they're looking at their receipts going, they spent $3,000 on these 3 speakers, another couple thousand on the, pair of subs. These things were not cheap new. They were a few $100s a piece each, and then you throw in a speaker processor, which I'm pretty sure EV speaker processor also was not a budget item when they were purchased new. And then an EV amplifier as well. You all that for $3,000. If you can get by with the white speakers, I don't think anybody's going to be really excited about the plastic subs. But again, if you have some of this stuff and you're looking for replacements or, more of it, this could be a deal for the right person. I think they're on the money. They're coming down anyway on their price. So they're definitely looking to sell. I think they're trying to price this stuff fairly. It's just a matter of, is it wanted by anybody? It's really hard to find a buyer, especially when you're not doing any marketing. You're just putting it up on Facebook Marketplace. That's why when you take this kind of stuff to a retail store, like a small mom and pop music store that resells this stuff, they can't give you as much as what you expect to get, because they're actually going to market the stuff and they're going to sit it out on a sales floor that they pay a lot of money to get people through those doors to look at it. And that's how they're able to shift that stuff in person, or they have to, run ads on their online listings if they're doing, large amounts of that, and then also deal with shipping and online payments and everything. So with all that, it's hard to put a value on like private sales of an entire system like this, because it's more about finding a buyer than what the actual prices are of the gear. Because for most people, this is just a bunch of question marks. But let me know what you think and what you might pay for this system, especially if you could use this stuff, if you're actually one of these people. I'd love to hear what the rest of your system looks like, and if you're a church or what you're doing with it. It'd be great for us all to hear. Here's one more that's kind of interesting because when you actually look at the numbers, it seems high thinking about it. So a used Behringer X32, an S32 snake box, and a DBX PA2 drive rack. So you can see there's some extra stuff here in the pictures. He's got a nice video. It all works. It looks like the S32 is in an SKB case with a Surgex power strip, and he's got a router for iPad control. So it's got a huge case, and of course he's got a nice tilt stand here so he doesn't have to lift that by himself. So that's a nice add-on, but pretty big case overall for an X32. That's super deep. Yeah, so there's like enough room there to put that whole rack on top of the doghouse. That's a big case. The X32 already weighs 45 pounds, so I guess if you're going to go with a doghouse, you might as well go all out and have a big one. So I understand where they are coming from with this. So yeah, a used X32 typically right now is $1,800 to $2,000, and that's without a case. Some of the $2,000 ones, low $2,000 ones do have cases, but typically you're somewhere around $2,000 for the console right now. The S32 stage boxes don't seem to come up for sale used whatsoever. They're like $1,200 new, but the only like one that I could find that actually sold used, completed eBay listing $975, another one for $999, and an $885 one that accepted a best offer. But you add in the Surgex power strip and the case and the DBX drive rack, and who knows if he's throwing in the spool of cat cable to get between the mixer and the snake. So if you add all that up, $2,000 for the board, $1,000 for the snake, and $225 for the drive rack, you're at $3,225. Then you add in the case, the tilt stand, the SKB, the Surgex. It's optimistic. He's looking for all the money, so you definitely want to make an offer on this. But this, it seems high to me, but allegedly, according to the market rates, you go and look at completed listings and completed items on Reverb and eBay. He's right on the numbers. So what do you think? Is this a package you would pay this much for a used Behringer X32 and an S32 snake? Let me know what you think, because it certainly seems like a fair deal, and it looks like he's taking nice care of it. It's in a really nice case. Whether or not you'd want to take an X32 around in a case that big, I probably wouldn't. But depending on your style and what you want to do in the doghouse and how much you want to have pre-wired at every gig, this could be your style. So nothing against it. I mean, I don't know. The tilt stand's nice, but this is X32 is a small console otherwise. So let me know. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.